$1 because you think I have a different career.
Oh, how about Lesley Visser if people have a lisp? No, you wouldn't believe. And I've worked with broadcasters, which you shouldn't probably be a broadcaster if you have a lisp, but Lesley Visser.
Oh, that's funny.
So he spells his name G-Y-M. That's
I was going to say, yeah, my parents were athletic, so I'm G-Y-M.
You are not. People are going to believe you.
What are you doing? Just watching golf down here? Are you working, or how's it working?
I'm actually the brand ambassador for Transitions
Okay.
Lenses, which is, as you know, they're a home-based company here. And as someone who was on sidelines for 30 years, I so wish I had known about this because, I mean, I've been burning my retinas now.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, as you guys know, the lenses change with the conditions.
Hence
and
the name Transition. So
Yes.
when you walk outside, it's like instant sunglasses, but you don't have to use one of those flip sunglasses or
Exactly.
remove your glasses and put on it. They just go, when you walk inside, they get light again. When you walk outside, they get dark.
Yeah, and you guys know at games, you know, it's cloudy, it's sunny. At Wimbledon, it rains. So they adjust everything. And honestly, just personally, it's been a godsend for me.
Did
They're
you
great.
approach them? Did they approach you? How did you guys hook up? Obviously, it was something that you needed, being out
Yeah.
in the sun like that.
No, just someone came to me and
Yeah.
said, you know, I've represented some companies in the past, and they were fun companies. I mean, I did Vermont Teddy Bear, you know, fun companies. But this one, when they approached me, I said, gosh, this is really something I can get behind because I can't imagine all golfers don't use it. Or I remember there was a player for the NFL. You guys are probably too young, but his name was Gilbert Brown with the Packers.
Right.
And
Yes.
he was the only guy who was allowed to wear a shield because his eyes were so light sensitive, and he had to get special permission. And I was thinking NFL guys ought to have this, you know, on their helmet.
Gilbert needed a diet plan more than he needed any sort of
Gilbert
eye,
was
eye protection
a
first,
big
I
man,
think. Yeah.
wasn't he? Wow, that's it. But now they can. I mean, you see like Ricky Williams, you know, with those big,
Right.
gigantic, you know, coverage. But I think his is probably due to something else.
Well,
But
the other one, Jim McMahon. I don't know if as a kid, Jim McMahon poked his eye.
Really?
Yeah,
That's why he
damaged
always
his
wore the
eye.
glasses,
So
right?
he always
Yeah.
wore glasses. So people just thought he was being, you know, the funky shuffle.
Yeah,
What was
the
that thing
Super
called?
Bowl
Super Bowl
shuffle. Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was because he can't see.
with the '84 Bears, who knew that? I had no idea. Plus,
Yeah.
he's a quarterback, and how important are your eyes as a quarterback?
Yes.
That's a very
Shows
interesting
how
story.
special he was.
It must be great to be you because you've covered absolutely everything. You're the first, basically the only female that has covered every major sporting event out there. And you're here now at the Transitions Championship. You're an ambassador for Transitions. Now, do you golf too? On your
I'm
own?
terrible. I'm terrible. My husband, Dick Stockton,
Right.
is a great golfer. Matter of fact, he's doing the Lakers is it tomorrow night, and he's playing in a charity golf out there. So, you know, Dick's the only guy who goes off to an NBA game with
his club.
Callaways, right?
You know, I heard a funny story about how you guys met. You want to share that with us?
Yeah, it was sort of embarrassing for me. Thanks, Lesley. Dick and I met at the 6th game of the '75 World Series, the great World Series between the Red
Reds,
Sox
Red
and the
Sox,
Reds.
right.
I was an intern at the Boston Globe. I wrote for them for 10 years, and Dick was with the network with NBC. And Dick actually called Carlton Fisk's famous home run, which I think to this day is still considered one of the 5 greatest. So Dick and I met before the game, and like Dick didn't even remember that he met me. I mean, it's like I wasn't even the biggest thing that
How
happened
is that
to Dick
possible?
That
How
day,
is that
yeah.
possible?
that day, and we've been married for 28 years, so that was kind of and honestly, because Dick, I would say twice a week somebody calls to ask about that home run, that game, and I always have to go in his office and glare at him, and and that's the day I met Lesley.
He throws that in at the
honey.
end.
At the
right,
end.
right.
Thanks a lot, honey. Thank you very much. Well, does he give you any tips on golfing? I mean, do you do it for
Oh, yeah.
recreational? I mean, we're out here during the Pro-Am.
Oh God, I'm terrible. Matter of fact, this is how bad I am.
Worm killer?
No, people don't even want to. I'm the pick up the ball queen. I am, and Dick. We live on a golf course that actually had the Champions event a couple of weeks
Okay.
ago. It was, you know, Crenshaw, Gary
Yeah.
Player at Broken Sound. That's
Right.
where we live, and. Dick, he would love for me to take it up, but this is how bad I am. I remember 20 years ago, I was invited to be the first woman to play at the Doral Pro-Am, and I then worked with Terry Bradshaw, all these guys on the NFL Today, and they all begged me not to do it, begged me. Lesley, you will so humiliate yourself. I said, guys.
Had you played at all at that point or no? Or were you completely new to the game?
No. It's like I play now. And I'm an old basketball player. I mean, I don't know. So I just, I'm going to hope that maybe my new lenses make the difference.
Hopefully. we have a term for people on the golf course. It's called bipsic. It's ball in pocket, sulking in cart.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So when you say, what do you have? And you say, I'm bipsic. And then you just, everybody knows what you're talking about.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
No, well, do you guys play? Are you both pretty good?
I play
horrible.
a lot.
It's bib sick for that, and then there's I think it's bib sick, or so when balls in the water instead of your pocket
too,
and you're sulking. And I am a worm killer. I can't get any lift. I take out 10 insects when I tee off. It's terrible. PETA is all over me all the time for the damage that I do when I try to golf. But I do enjoy coming out here.
That's great.
And so Jim Lighthall is a great golfer.
Love it.
He's our resident. He golfs all the time, and we're just gonna.
Tell me who you're, of course, we have Trevor Immelman here, who is a brand ambassador for Transitions. Do you see him making the same run here? And what about the Masters?
I do. I really do. The guy, I'm looking forward to talking to him at some point today because I want to see how his life has changed. I mean, you know this, talking with athletes, you have a one moment, Carlton Fisk, who transforms your life because of that moment. And for Trevor Immelman, he wins the Masters, and obviously he's going to has become an instant celebrity to a lot of people that didn't know him before. I'm anxious to watch Jim Furyk. Yes. He hasn't been here for 2 or 3, 4 years, and he's the poster child for everybody with a bad golf swing.
Right.
I mean, as long as you get the thing square at impact, it doesn't matter how you get there. So those are the kind of guys that I enjoy watching.
He could use a win, too.
Yes, he really could. He really could.
Kenny Perry, I mean, some people are saying maybe he's got a pretty good shot here. So
here's a real good Jim Furyk story for you. When he was in high school, he was on the driving range, and there were a lot of college coaches were watching him hit and stuff, and they were there with his father. And one of the coaches came up to his dad, and he goes, listen, you get your son to come to my school, we'll get that swing fixed right away. And his dad said instantly, we crossed them off the list because the coach wanted to change a swing that was so successful it didn't look pretty.
See, that's really that's like, remember all those great singers, Barbara Streisand, everyone said, why don't you get a nose job for like 40 years, but it could have changed her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jennifer Grey, perfect example.
Ruined her career.
Everything went downhill after Dirty Dancing after she got the nose job, and she was the biggest thing on the planet.
She was.
Yeah.
She was distinctive. But I'm real interested because Trevor, of course, beat Tiger. Everyone just says, like that commercial they did where everyone was, oh, God, Tiger's coming back.
Right, the Nike commercial, right.
In the locker room. But Trevor Immelman is somebody who knows he can beat him. So,
well, it's been hard for a lot of these guys to, I think the commercial was very accurate in the fact that a lot of guys have been living large while Tiger has been gone. but Immelman did beat him, basically straight up at the Masters. And one of the few guys last year that could say that they did that because Tiger had a sensational year. But Immelman is one of those guys that we're going to hear about for the next 10, 12, 15 years probably.
And we're listening, or we're actually talking live with Lesley Visser, who's an award-winning sports journalist, of course, Hall of Fame journalist, and we're so happy that you've come by to stop with us. I want to ask you one last question here because I know you got to get going, and they're telling me to go to break here. But do you have a favorite sport that you love to cover over another one? I know you're a former basketball player, but where does golf set in the rankings to that too?
Well, my favorite day of the year, I've only covered a little bit of golf. I did a British Open, which was pretty cool, Royal Birkdale, and I've done a handful of golf. CBS has yet to put me on the Masters. No surprise. No surprise. I don't think I'm quite qualified for that.
That would be great, though, wouldn't it? You can't be out on the green as a female, but you can report it. I would love to see you do the Masters.
But I would say my favorite day of the year is coming up. It's the semifinals of the Final Four. I've covered 29 Final Fours.
Wow.
I just missed Magic and Bird. I started with the Doctors of Dunk at Louisville. But that is my favorite day because all 4 schools believe they have a chance. There's tremendous passion, knowledge. So I would say that's are either of your schools in the tournament?
I went to University of Southern California.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's the end of us, Lesley. They're playing Boston College.
Yes, I know.
Oh, this is really a bad moment.
Where's the club, Jim, now?
Oh, this is well, I will be getting in touch with you, girlfriend.
Everyone says that you guys are going to win.
Oh, don't give me that.
USC is going to trample.
You know what? Well, that's better because we hate the false humility thing. That's what we hate.
What do you call it? University of Special?
Yeah, University of Selected Children.
Selected Children, yeah.
Commonly known as, yes.
I cannot believe that. I mean, of all things, there are 64 teams.
Yes.
And, well, this is very bad.
Well.
And then we're going to beat Michigan State in the second.
Oh,
She's
he's the
called-
Michigan man.
Oh,
I was born in Michigan. Yeah. She's called her shot already.
We are getting dirty here.
You're never going to have me on again. Well, good luck, kids.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much. Lesley Visser.
Thank you, guys.
Wonderful. You have a great day. Worry, Jim. Like,